Thank you. Hey, everybody. I know. What's going on, Nashville? It's my first time here. You have a nice little city here. Yeah, I am recently a Southerner myself. I'm from New York, just moved down to Raleigh. Boo! I don't know, is there a rivalry? I don't know. So I'm a Southerner. I'm sorry we're all coming down ruining the South for you. You guys kind of fucked up a while ago. We're just, you've done some stuff. But this is nice. Look at this set, huh? Just balloons and swollen balloons somewhere. This is great. This is awesome. Good to be here, guys. We just moved down south. 42 years in New York, and I'm a Southerner now. I feel like I'm one of y'all. Don't got those boots yet, but what, I'm not yet? No? Thank God. No, it's coming, right? But we moved down because same reason most people do, right? Out of the big city, you want easier life, maybe a slower change of pace. Right? Weather? Yeah, sometimes, right? Cheaper. You lied to us. Nothing's cheaper down here. You lied about that. But then all those reasons, right? So, but the first month we were there in Raleigh, shooting on my block, landscaper took 25 to the chest, didn't make it. Next week, there was some lunatic white kid running around shooting people, thinking it was all fun. That was a half mile down the road. And then a body washed up in the river nearby. I feel they're trying to Beetlejuice me back to New York or something, just like... Make his house sing next. Get him out of here. You guys been to like a deli where they have like the first like dollar bill they earned framed behind the counter? Like, here's the first money we earned. Kind of cool, right? Me and my wife wanted to commemorate the house that way. We didn't know what to do, right? So we hung up our first tube of toothpaste we finished. Just got a nice frame, put it in the living room. Oh, what's this? Oh, this is our first tube of Sensodyne we went through. Because we're 40 and our teeth hurt. You know about that? You seem young. No, your fucking teeth hurt when you're 40. For no reason. It sucks. But your insurance will cover it. It doesn't. My wife said a very Southern... My wife's originally from North Carolina, so she's a Southern belle, right? But she was in New York for like 17 years. She lasted 17 years. She was always very proud that she lasted that long. She'd say things like, you know what? I moved up here with $200 and no job, and now look at me. Yeah, now you got $300 and 6 jobs, so. Living the dream, New York. Living the dream. She said a very Southern thing the other day. So I leave my butter on the counter. Hold on, you maniacs. In a butter dish. Who else does that? I love half of you. This is amazing. You don't got to put it in the fridge. You don't have to. The worst thing is cold butter rips through your pancake. It's the worst. Leave it on your counter, people. You're allowed to do it. Thank you. Good night. Some people I tell that it's like, you're crazy. No, your doctors have spent decades studying butter. They can't believe some of it, but also you can just leave it on the counter and it's soft. It's nice, right? So the other morning, it was finally like below 95 for the first time. So it was like a 50-degree morning. Ooh, chilly, right? And she's making like waffles for my kids. And she goes, oh, the weather's cold when the butter's hard. And I was like, it's beautiful. It sounds like a beautiful Blake Shelton song, doesn't it? Like, that's a nice, well, the weather's cold when the butter's hard. It's nice. The weather, it's a metaphor. The weather is like his heart. The butter is like his truck or something. I don't know. Maybe his guitar. We'll see. But it could be his tractor. Yep. Anything else? No. So, we have 2 kids. Where are my parents at? Not my parents, but whose parents? How many kids you got? 1. Good. 1 and done. China did something right. Just get 1 and that's all you get, right? It's too much. How many you got? 2. Anybody got a crazy number? 3's kind of crazy. 4's crazy? Yeah, you should be in jail. It's too much. We have 2. I can barely handle it. And you got to say kids are great, right? But they're not. They're really not. Like, they're crazy. It's a lot to deal with. Young guy here. But kids are great like 80% of the time, right? 70% of the time, kids are great. Do I hear 50? 50% of the time? Sold. They're a lot, right? But we have 2 kids, but as soon as that second kid was born, I got a vasectomy. So how great could they be? Right? If I'm willing to go under the knife and bring like needles and knives and swords around my pee-pee to make sure never have one ever again. Cut it off, doc. I'm done with this thing. I don't need it anymore. Can you squeeze me in today? My wife's still getting like giving birth. Can I get one like right now, doc? Do you have an opening? So, where are my vasectomy bros at? Anybody? Nice. Yeah. When'd you get one, sir? Back of the war? Look at this guy. Yeah. When'd you get your vasectomy? Like back when they just sucked it out? Like.
I was 20 years old.
They did that back then? That's wild. And it worked? Hell yeah, man. Oh, come on, sir. The puns. That doctor's ahead of its time back then. That must have been some crazy surgery. Well, congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, so let me tell you, it might have changed in the past 100 years. I don't know, but you have to go to the consultation first. You got to talk to the doctor, right? So I'm sitting in this guy's office. I'm waiting for him, and just dicks all over the wall. It was like my college dorm all over again. And I'm waiting. I hear a little knock on the door, and this guy walks in. I expected, I don't know, just like some weird old guy with a long beard to walk in like, I play with penises all day. What do you got there, sonny? But he was like a young, cool, hip Asian doctor. He walks in, you here for a vasectomy? I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do this. But just here to talk, buddy, And then he goes, all right, drop him. Let me see what you got going on. I'm like, time out. Just here to talk. I didn't sign any papers yet. Just here to chat. And he goes, I got to see what you're working with. Got to see how you're doing down there. Got to see what's going on. I'm like, you know what I got going on. You've seen a lot of, give or take a few inches, you've seen a lot of these things. You know what I have, give or take a bit, right? He's like, got to make sure there's no lumps. I'm like, the whole thing is lumps. No, I'm just kidding. So he goes, I got to see what you got. So I'm like, all right. So it was in 30 seconds, my dick's in this guy's hand. New record for me. And like, I'm standing there like a $5 at a urinal. I'm holding my shirt up. I'm just like, don't get hard, don't get hard, don't get hard. Freddy Krueger. Right? So he's down there doing this thing, right? And he starts doing the old small talk, right? Medium talk. Slightly above average talk. Stop looking. Starts doing the old small talk to me. He's like, so what do you do, Bri? I'm like, we're really doing this now, doctor? Like, at my most vulnerable, right? So I tell him, I'm just like, I'm a comic, I'm a voice actor for commercials and stuff. He's like, oh, interesting. Interesting? What I do is pretty cool, doc. What you do is interesting, buddy. This was the weird career choice, pal. He didn't stop. He kept going. No. So he finally comes out, wipes his mouth off, and wow. So he's like, all right. He goes, all right, pull him up. We start talking for like 10 minutes. Tell me how the operation works, how the surgery works. And I go, hold on, am I okay? You said you're going to tell me if I'm okay. And he goes, oh yeah, you're perfect. I said I was perfect. And he's seen a million dicks, so I'm like, can I get a doctor's note, buddy? Can I get that in writing? My wife disagrees. Perfect dick, Brian. I'm walking around the neighborhood like. So then he goes, after the surgery's done, we have you take about 20 to 25 shots on goal, if you know what I mean. I did. You got to flush out your system, make sure there's no live squirrelies in there, right? Then he goes, you want to get it done, let us know. Ball's in your court. No pun intended. I'm like, yeah. Every pun intended, doc. And you nailed it, buddy. So after the surgery's done, they have you, what's the word, jizz? Sorry. 25 times, right? Not right then. Wow. I'm not 14 anymore, so. At your leisure, over the course of a few months, whenever you want to pound one out, you just pound one out. You got to get to 25. That's the number they want you to hit, right? Yeah. I felt like a prisoner of Shawshank. I'm keeping hash marks on the wall. I'm like, 21? Okay. Let's go one more. 22? Honey, we're almost done. My wife didn't care. You know? Then you got to bring your sample to the lab, like Josh. Like yours. It's weird because I give it to this lady. I'm just like, just take it, go away. You know how I got it, lady. Just take this. The doctor calls 2 days later. Hey, Brian. Hey, buddy. Hey, perfect Dick Bry. His words. He goes, I tested your sample. I'm like, ew, right? You're free to resume intercourse, buddy. And then he goes, have fun. Let me call my wife, doc. She's at work right now. She's a teacher. Hey, honey. Good news. We're free to resume intercourse. Isn't that great? Hello? What do you mean, who is this? She hung up on me, so she wasn't feeling it. I became such a feminist after this. Like, that was my recovery. My wife had 2 C-sections. Her guts are on the floor. I'm just like, oh, I got to jerk off 25 times. Wah. Men have it so hard, don't we? We're such pussies. We really are.